Alright, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna make us some nice walnut raisin rolls, 2 of them. So let's get started with the dough first. And over here I got half a cup of warm milk. Just warm it, make sure it's not hot, not cold, just nice and warm. Stick your finger in it, make sure it's good. And to that we're gonna add a whole tablespoon of yeast. Just dry yeast, and not instant, but the kind that needs activating type of yeast. And spin it around a little bit. This is gonna take about 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes to fully activate. It takes a little longer in milk than in water for some reason. So just mix it really good. And to that we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar, regular granulated sugar. Gonna help the yeast activate, and 2 tablespoons of flour. That's gonna give the yeast something to eat. Okay, and just spin that around. Make sure the yeast is kind of getting dissolved in everything. All right, you don't have to break up all the lumps, all the everything. Just make sure it's spun around good, and then cover the plastic wrap and just leave it at least 10 minutes, 15-20 minutes. If you forget about it, half an hour doesn't matter, but at least 10 minutes. All right, so we're gonna come back when it's done. All right, so we waited about 15 minutes for this thing, the yeast, to activate. See what it looks like. See, it's got all foamy. Smells pretty good. So, okay, so to make the dough, we got 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Don't worry about writing the recipe down, I'll put it down in the description. So 3 cups all-purpose flour, and just dump it in all at once. And to that, we're gonna add, over here I got 2 eggs, whisked with a fork. We don't need all of it, so we're gonna add maybe about 1.5 eggs, kind of eyeball it, and we're gonna keep the rest for brushing right before it goes in the oven. And that looks about fine. And over here I got half a cup, about 4 ounces of sour cream, just regular sour cream. I'll dump it in there. Yeah, it's not sticky. There we go. Alright. So sour cream, and then we're gonna put half a cup of room temperature butter. So just get your butter out. Depends how warm it is. Maybe about half an hour prior to where you're gonna make the recipe. If you forget, just kind of cut it, slice or dice it a little bit, and put it in a bowl and nuke it. I don't know, but keep an eye on it. When it looks like it's starting to get soft in the microwave, just get it out. So dump that in there. And then we're going to put salt. A full teaspoon of salt. Put the salt last, because the yeast doesn't like salt. Once it rolls, it doesn't matter, but put it last. So, if you have a mixer, you can make this in a mixer. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna make it by hand. So just mix it like that with your fork or your spatula or whatever you got handy. I just use a fork till it gets incorporated. And if for some reason, although it's not going to be the case, if it turns out a little too dry, you can always put a little bit more milk. And if it turns out a little too wet, you can put a little bit more flour. But the ratio is gonna come up pretty good. So once it gets like that, get your hands in there, and you're going to start kneading it. No special way you're kneading it. My counter is made out of tiles, and I don't knead on it, so I just knead it in the bowl. So just mix it up by hand till it's incorporated, and then you're gonna see how I do it. And mix it, knead it for about 5-10 minutes till it all comes together. I'm gonna speed it up and show you guys what it looks like in a little bit. Alright, so that's pretty much good. It's gonna look like this. No, it doesn't look like much, but it's gonna puff up probably like 3 times the volume, at least 2 times the volume. So just put it back in your bowl. This type of dough, even when the raisins doesn't really stick to plastic, so you don't have to grease your, put oil on it or anything. So just make sure it's nice and sealed all the way around with your plastic wrap. And what I like to do is put a paper towel or something to kind of keep it dark. You can stick it in the microwave or something like that. It takes about an hour, maybe about an hour and a half, at least an hour to fully rise. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you how we're going to make the filling for it. I just put this right here. Okay, so let's make the filling. So walnuts, raisins, and cocoa powder and rum, but we're going to start with the walnuts. So walnut, I got I think about 8 ounces of walnuts. Buy the cheapest you can, the ground walnuts, bits and pieces, whatever you find, and just run them through a meat grinder with the little bitty plate with the little bitty holes in them. So do that. You can also use pecans if you like pecans. So that, and over here we got 1/2 cup of sugar, just regular granulated sugar, and 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, whatever cocoa powder you like. And kind of toss it around a little bit, and to give it some extra flavor, make sure it's mixed nice. We're going to put a full tablespoon of rum extract. Rum and raisins really go well together. Oops. Full tablespoon of rum extract. And mix this whole mess up really good. The raisins we're not going to mix in. What's going to end up happening, we spread this on the dough and then sprinkle those on top of it. Raisins, I got about a cup, about 8 ounces of raisins. You can use more or less. I got these golden raisins. I like them. So get whatever kind of raisins you like. Just do that. And that's about it. So I'll see you guys in a minute where we're going to assemble the whole thing. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so we let it rise for about an hour now. And about an hour. So as you can see, it doubled in size, which is what you want. Smells really beautiful, really nice. And over here, what I did, I got a couple of loaf pans, and I just brushed them with a stick of butter, put some flour so that way it doesn't stick. They're supposed to be non-stick, but after you use them a couple of times, it's gonna stick for sure. So just grease them, especially for these. So now we're going to do with the dough is squish it down again, knead it a little bit, and then just kind of eyeball it and make a couple of balls. I never get these right. If you got a kitchen scale, you can use that to get it nice and even. Looks pretty good to me. Put that on the side. So then we're going to roll it, and you can start a little bit by hand like that. Make sure you have some flour handy, flour your work surface there. So this particular recipe is kind of sort of somewhat inspired by some Central Eastern European recipes that I've seen, and there's a gazillion ways of making this stuff, but this is how we make it, and it comes out good and we like it, and I hope you guys try it and like it too. And if you're new to baking, the way I used to be a number of years ago, the best advice I can give you is just don't overthink nothing. You're baking, it's supposed to be fun, or at least relaxing, so don't overthink, you know, measurements, temperatures, all of that. I mean, kind of sort of try to get it as close as possible. So we're going to roll this into a rectangle. As you can see, rolling ain't my thing. Sometimes I get it good though. Let's see. Yeah, but like that. So let's see. That's about maybe 12-inch rectangle by about. You know what? Let's make it a square. About 12-inch square rectangle. That looks about right to me. So we're gonna put the filling, but first thing, just so it seals on the sides and the top, because the top's gonna end up being the bottom. What I do is just get a little bit of water. You can brush it, or you can do what I do and just wipe it on with your finger on top and on the side, and it's gonna assure when you roll it up, it's those gonna stick to each other nice and good, stick to itself. Okay, so we got that done. So it looks like it's a lot of filling for the amount. Obviously we're gonna use half in it, but don't worry about it because this thing's gonna poof right up. Make sure it's mixed nice and good. There are no big lumps. Man, it smells killer good. So just kind of, when you divide it, kind of sort of eyeball it. And again, if you can measure it, weigh it if you want, but I kind of eyeball it. So we'll do that. That's your first roll. And then just kind of spread it out with your fingers. Make sure it gives, don't get it all the way to the top. Leave about an inch when you get towards the top. Leave a little bit on the sides. And just like that. Looks like it needs a little bit more. I think I left a little bit too much. I should start weighing these things. Okay, that's about perfect. And then just go ahead and sprinkle your raisins on them. And again, just eyeball these, about half of them. And sprinkle all over. When you get raisins, before you use them in anything, just taste them. Sometimes, I think it only happened a couple of times to me, but I bought them and I don't know how they dry them. If they're out in the sun, and must have been some kind of windstorm or something, because they had dust and sand in them. So if you get them like that, kind of forget about using them in anything, because you know, you're not going to be happy with the result. That looks about right. And so then we roll it up. So you want to try your best to roll it as tight as possible. at first this first roll right here. I'm gonna tuck it in and go from side to side. So start on one side, go to the next side, and as you roll it, kind of lift it up a little bit so the filling's kind of loose. And just like that. Keep on rolling. It's not hard, it's really easy, especially once you get it started. Pinch it on the sides. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling some more. And that's pretty much it. And then obviously it's got to fit in one of them things. So see, since I put water on the side, it seals it really nice and good. So just tap it like that. It's going to be the bottom. And just get your pan and lift it up, stick it in your pan, squish it in there, and don't worry, it's going to fill it all up nice and good, and cover it with some plastic wrap, and then do the same thing for the other roll. Go. And these are gonna bake in the oven for, well, first off, when we're done rolling them, I'm gonna leave them, cover them, and leave them to rise for about 45 minutes. Show you what it looks like after about 45 minutes. And then we're gonna brush them with some egg wash and bake them in a 375 oven. And it takes about half an hour in my oven. My oven burns kind of hot. So just do that. You can kind of get it into a square. And like I said, you don't have to be perfect, because I sure ain't. There we go. And put the rest of the filling in there. Spread it out. Alright, cover this one up too. And leave them be 45 minutes. And then they're good to go in the oven. So I'll show you what they look like in about 45 minutes, and we'll brush them with some egg wash and all that good stuff, and stick them in the oven. Alright, so it's been about 45 minutes and they poofed up really nice. See, check that out. It's gonna rise a little bit more in the oven. Now, I told you way back in the day, a couple minutes ago, that I'm gonna put the oven at 375. I'm gonna put mine at 350. My particular oven burns really hot, so if I put them at 375, they're gonna burn. So I'm gonna put them at 350 for about half an hour, and let them be for at least 20 minutes before you check in on them. You want a nice brown color on them. Don't open the oven if you got a light on. Just look at it with the light, but if not, leave them be for about 20 minutes before you open the oven door. And when they get nice and brown, you can test them with a bamboo barbecue stick. You just poke them right in the middle. If it comes out clean, it's good to go. I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's done. So now I'm just brushing it with egg wash, the remaining egg wash that we saved. And remember, when you bake these, and most things, bake it on the middle rack. They bake nice and even, up and down. If you put them on the low rack, they're going to burn at the bottom. And that's not what you want to happen. Alright, so I'll come back and show you what they are when they're done. When you get them out of the oven, leave them be in the pan for a couple minutes or so, and then just kind of obviously wear a glove, oven glove, mitt, or some kind of, you know, towel or something, and then just kind of tilt them, tip them out, and put them on a cooling rack. And I'll show you what they look like when I get them out. Alright, so I got these out of the oven about 50 minutes ago, almost an hour ago. This is what they look. Couple of beautiful rolls done on all sides. See, if I'd have put them on the low rack, this would have been burned real bad. So anywho, let's cut into one of these bad boys and see what it looks like. Alright. Oh, look at that. Oh my god, it smells really good. It was done all the way through. I'm gonna give it a taste. So anyways, what we do is we chop them up in whatever we figure we're gonna eat. We eat this stuff for breakfast usually. I like a nice pastry for breakfast. So, and then I wrap them up in what's it called, plastic wrap, stick them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them. These freeze for a couple of weeks, no problem. They don't get freezer. Just wrap them in plastic wrap, that way they won't get freezer burn on them. So I hope you guys like the recipe. I hope you guys give it a shot. It's a really good recipe. And please like and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you again next week. I got recipes coming once a week. Thank you much.